with some couple special people. The reason we have brought people that are youth today and making a difference in this world is because we believe that you guys can make a difference too.
Toronto Raptors President Masai Ujiri speaking to over 500 youth in North York today as part of his Giants of Africa Youth Summit today, spreading the message of how they can be the change, but also celebrating the legacy of the late South African President Nelson Mandela.
Yes, we got to bring people along, and that's what we mean by be the change. But the thing I preach to these kids is be good to people. Yeah, you got to be good to people. It's not artificial, like intelligence anymore. To me, we have to go back to the basics. And the basics is how we love each other and how we bring people along and how we help each other.
Today marks the 6th anniversary of Mandela's passing. Masai and a group of panelists took to the stage to discuss Mandela's impact on the world, but also how everyone can be a force of change in their community. Speakers included Sarah Chan, who is a scout for the Toronto Raptors and part of the basketball development team for Giants of Africa.
Always somebody that's going to connect with it. There's always somebody that will relate to your story and be inspired by it, that will change where they are and change the world as a whole. And I mean, what are we living for if that's not what we want to do before we leave this earth?
Sarah is a South Sudanese refugee who escaped to Kenya. She worked for Giants of Africa for a few years before Ujiri hired her as a Raptors lead scout in Africa. She is the only woman to have taken on this role. Now tonight is a huge night for the Raptors and Masai Ujiri. Yes, they're taking on the Houston Rockets, James Harden, and of course Russell Westbrook. But if you look along the court down where the Raptors usually go in, you can see Norman Powell along there. But along the black and the white writing, we normally would see Toronto Raptors. But tonight it says celebrating Nelson Mandela, because tonight is the 6th consecutive year that Ujiri's Giants of Africa game will be celebrated and shown on national television.
You know what? Today is celebrating a big man, like a man that I don't want anybody to forget in Nelson Mandela. So when I watch that game, we want to win. And then for me, it's today has always been his day. December 5th is the day he left us, and we will cherish him forever. The youth need to know more about him, and that's why we continue to emphasize and celebrate him as much.
Pascal Siakam on the court right now. Of course, you see Spicy P wearing that red headband, practicing his 3-ball before the game. Now, he is from Cameroon. He spent part of the summer with Masai, traveling through the continent of Africa, taking that Larry O'Brien trophy that they won. They, of course, are the current 2019 NBA champions. But let's also talk about how phenomenal Masai is. If you already don't think he's a great human, when he was offered the executive vice president role with the Denver Nuggets, which is a huge opportunity, he refused to sign the contract until they agreed to give $50,000 to the Giants of Africa program to help develop talent, hopes, and dreams. Come on, that's a phenomenal human being.